Hey guys, today I'm here to show you one of my favorite recipes to make for dinner. We've been making this probably since we moved into this house, and it's one of our go-tos. It's so easy and it's really yummy, and I'm here today to actually make it even easier. I'm here with the Cosori pressure cooker, and I received this from Cosori. And I've been using this the last little while. I was hoping to use it for about a month, but as you know, we are moving, so I thought this was a great time to show you the Cosori pressure cooker. Basically, it's the same idea as an Instapot, and there are many different options that you get to use with this cooker, and I'll show you a few of them today. So I'm going to start off with what comes in the box. So obviously right now the box is empty, but this is the box that it comes in, and this is the Cosori Premium, and I believe it's the 6-quart pressure cooker, and this can feed up to 8 people, which I totally stand by because this is a huge pressure cooker. So I believe they also have in an 8-quart as well. However, this is plenty big enough for our family. In the box, you will get the instructions. You will get a bonus year warranty pamphlet that you can send away for. And then you also get a recipe book, which I'm definitely excited to start trying those. As you know, we are moving, so it's been hectic and I just haven't gotten around to trying those yet. This is the tray that goes inside of the pressure cooker, and this I actually will modify every once in a while. This handle comes off and you're actually able to set this in, and the reason why I do that is so that I can actually fit a bigger piece of, say, roast or whatever type of meat that I'm wanting to cook, and this is used so that it doesn't sit exactly in the water or oil, whatever you're using. So that is one of the reasons why I actually detach the handle, and I'm sure obviously the handle is much easier to use, and that's why it comes like that. However, that's kind of just a little hack that I've figured out with this. This also is great for steaming vegetables, so that way your water is down the bottom and your vegetables don't actually sit in the water, they sit on this tray. You also get like a crock pot type lid because this is a slow cooker as well. Then you get an extra seal, and this is perfect because if your seal does wear out, you already have one and you don't have to go online and try and find one. Then you get a ladle, they give you a rice spoon, and then they also give you a measuring cup. And then this is one of my downfalls with this cooker, is it doesn't give you any instructions as what this is. I'm assuming it is some sort of drip lid for the pressure cooker. However, it does not state in the instructions what it is. So Cosori, if you are watching this, please let me know what this is, because I don't even know how to attach it. But yeah, so I am assuming that this is a drip lid for inside this. Then you have your actual pot that goes into the cooker, and it's nicely measured. So then of course you actually have your pressure cooker unit, and the lid locks on and off. So in here you can see the seal that is in here. It's replaceable, which is great, and I love this because it's so easy to take off and wash. That's one of the things that I was concerned about when I got this pressure cooker, is that how hard was it going to be to wash, and they've made it so simple. So this comes out, you just wipe it down on the inside, and then this is the inside of the cooker. So this comes out nicely to be able to wash it. Of course, you have your lid if you're using it as a slow cooker, and then this piece you just wipe down. This is your pressure sealer, and there are 2 positions. You have your open position and your closed position, which is sealed. So when you are using it as a pressure cooker, you want this to be in the locked position. And there's one other thing that that they don't state in the instructions that I kind of had to just figure out for myself. This piece does stay loose until the pressure builds up in the cooker. So So don't be afraid if you don't think it's locking, because it won't actually lock like a true seal, if that makes sense. It will stay loose. So you'll have it in the lock position when you are using the pressure cooker, and then once you are ready to unlock the seal, you will turn it into the steam position. This is great because it does lock in place, so you don't have to worry about it. So let's get on to the recipe. So like I said, this recipe is super simple and it's one of our go-to, and it is chicken fajitas. And honestly, we do this with all kinds of meat. We do it with chicken, we do it with pork, we do it with steak. It's so versatile to make it the way you like it. So here I have 4 different kinds of peppers, and these are just bell peppers, obviously. I have a red pepper, a yellow pepper, an orange pepper, and a green pepper. And for the 2 of us, just Kyle and I, we don't normally eat a whole pepper to ourselves. So usually what I do is do 1/2 of each color. Now I do have 2 chicken breasts, which we do eat, and this we use with just plain white tortillas. However, we have used sun-dried tomato tortillas, we have used pesto tortillas, so it's definitely up to you in how you like it. Now there is one thing that I am missing from this recipe, and I'll show you how I would add it in anyways. We just didn't have any in the fridge. Kyle really likes red onion with his fajitas, and what I would do with the pressure cooker is, because I don't like it, I would then set this in on top of everything else, and then have the red onion on top to cook itself, and then that way it stays separated. So I love that idea that I can use this as a separator. So I'm actually not going to be using that today, just because I do like all of this stuff. And one other thing is, you could easily use this. This is a rice cooker, and I know a lot of people like rice in their fajitas. You could easily whip up some rice, and we like white rice sometimes with this. If we don't have enough peppers or enough chicken, we'll add in some rice, but we feel with this amount of chicken and peppers, you definitely don't need rice with the tortillas. So you could easily do white rice with this, or brown rice. For white rice in this, depending on the portion, it ranges from 3 minutes to 8 minutes, which is so fast. So you're going to do the rice first and then set it aside, and then you can do your chicken and your peppers after, because that will take longer. I'm just going to cut my peppers up and then I'll wash them. So again, I'm going to use 1/2 of each. And depending on what you like I said, this is so versatile, it's so easy, and you can make it the way you want it. Now I did have my chicken thawing for most of the day, so it should be pretty much thawed. However, the great thing about this pressure cooker is that you can cook from frozen. And I've actually cooked a whole pork roast in under an hour from frozen. And I'm the type of person where sometimes I get so busy during the day that I don't think to take my meat out of the freezer, and then dinner time comes around and it's like, shoot, I didn't take anything out for dinner. Now dinner's going to take so long, or I need to make something that will be quick. And usually when you have to make something quick, it's not the healthiest, like pasta or pizza or something that's, you know, easy to cook. Okay, so now that my peppers are washed, I'm just going to thinly slice them, and this will also help them cook quickly. And as well as the chicken, you could throw the chicken in whole. It would probably cook in the same amount of time. However, I don't like my peppers to be completely mushy. Kyle does like them softer. I like them a little bit more hard or crunchy. So we're going to try and get it somewhere in between. So that's why I'm actually going to cut the chicken into strips as well. And then the great thing about that is you don't have to take it out of the pot after you're done and shred it or cut it afterwards while it's hot. You cut it while it's cold and throw it in there and you're good to go. We buy our meats in bulk, like a value pack, and then we separate it ourselves just because it's that much cheaper to buy, and then you just grab out your portions from the freezer. So we don't eat a lot of fresh meat unless I go grocery shopping, and then I have it in the fridge from that day or whatever. So mainly we eat frozen meats. It's just cheaper that way. So once again, I'm just cutting this chicken into strips, and the one thing that I do like to do is actually not take this out too soon, and then I like to keep it a little bit frozen, and the meat just kind of cuts better that way. Obviously it will take longer to cook, and normally when I make this recipe with pans, you have to add water into the chicken to help it cook more evenly. But with the pressure cooker, you wouldn't have to do that. I have a feeling I'm going to love this pressure cooker for fajita night, because honestly, with the amount of pans that we use one for the onions, we use one for the peppers, and then we use one for the chicken. And then if we do rice that night, we have to use one for rice as well. And this is awesome because it's a one pot type deal, and it's so much easier for cleanup. So now I'm not going to be seasoning this before I put it in, and the reason being is because my secret ingredient that I'm going to be using has enough sodium in it already. It becomes way too salty if you're adding any type of salt product on top. So I don't do that. You can add pepper to your taste if you would like. However, we feel like because it's such a strong flavor, you probably wouldn't taste the pepper anyways. And I know there's other types of seasoning you could use for fajitas. I know El Paso has seasoning for fajitas. However, we like this seasoning way better. So let me just wash my hands and I'll show you exactly what it is. So this is our secret ingredient, and it is from Clubhouse, and I'm actually not positive if this is sold outside of Canada, so I'm sorry if it's not, but this is the chipotle pepper marinade, and this actually shows chicken on it, and I'm sure there's so many other recipes you could use with this. However, we love it for fajitas. So you definitely don't need a whole package. We kind of judge how much we like and how spicy we like it by just sprinkling it on. I would say, as for a measurement, probably less than 1/4 of a package for 2 people. Anything more than that, it becomes pretty hot. So anyways, that is our secret ingredient for our fajitas. So now what I'm going to do is get this going. I'm going to put oil in the bottom of the pan and set it to the saute option. So I just have a little bit of olive oil, and I'm just going to drizzle the bottom of the pan. Now I like to set the lid on it just to let it heat up a little bit quicker. I find if the lid is off, the heat escapes and it takes a little bit longer for your pan to heat up. Now, because I don't really need a ladle or a rice spoon, I am going to grab out a pair of silicone tongs so that I can work with these better. So as you can see, the pressure cooker is just clocking right now, and that's how it shows you that it's warming up. And right now I have it set to a normal setting. So when it beeps, it is ready to go. I can take my lid off, and I'm going to add my chicken to the pan. So this is where I take my tongs and just stir it around a little bit. Put my my lid back on and wait for it to kind of brown up. So with this pressure cooker, it is amazing. If you're trying to cook a certain item that doesn't necessarily have a preset button, you can adjust this to the way you need it. You can adjust the time, the temperature. You can even set a delay cook, which is great. I use this with my dishwasher all the time. The delay cook is amazing because you can run out while you have this set to cook. I'm not exactly sure at the timings of delay cook. I'm not sure if you can set it manually or if it just gives you a certain amount of times. However, I don't recommend this sitting out all day, especially if you're going to be using it in the summertime. You don't want your meat or whatever it is you're cooking to go bad in that time. So definitely only set it for a few minutes if you have to run out to grab something. And actually, that's what I did with Kyle just now. I sent him and Damien out to go grab tortillas because we don't have any in the house. So that's where he is right now. So say in that instance, you got all your vegetables and everything and you're ready to go and you have it in your cooker and then you almost are ready to go, but you forgot that last item. Throw it all in there, delay cook, and then go grab your tortillas and come home. And this will start cooking for you. So I love that about this. So now I'm just going to stir up my chicken. So the other thing that I love about this cooker is that it gives you the time right on the screen. So if you want to sear something on all four sides, say you have like a beautiful roast that you want to sear before you actually cook it, it gives you a 20-minute time frame and you're able to see, okay, now that it's 15 minutes, I can flip it onto a different side, and then 10 minutes you can flip it again, which I love. So you don't even have to set a timer with this, it times it for you. So I think I'm pretty much done searing my chicken. I'm going to add my peppers and my seasoning and then get it cooking. So again, I'm just going to judge this myself. So that's probably about a quarter of a package. So I'm going to add just a tad bit of water and that will just help with the pressure. So I'm adding about a quarter of a cup of water to this. Okay, so now that the lid is on and locked, it does that little do-do-do-do, which is awesome because it lets you know that it is actually in the lock position. And I'm going to set my lock seal for the pressure into the lock position. And then what I'm going to do is cancel this because I'm done searing. And then I'm going to go to poultry, and then there's a less, normal, or more, or high, and I think I'm going to go with 15 minutes because that's probably good enough. And then I push the start button. So it's that easy. You cut up your meat, you cut up your vegetables, you throw it in the pressure cooker, and you're done. One pot, one mess, that's it. So I'm going to go sit and relax and have a few moments to myself, and well, sit with baby girls and go relax while this is cooking, and which sucks because now I don't even have that much time to relax. Oh well, but it's better than sitting at the stove and watching it constantly, because with the fajitas and making them in just a regular pan, you have to constantly be watching it and flipping it and moving it. With this, you don't. You leave it and you go and you sit down. So I love that about this. And I wanted to mention, I actually wanted one of these for Christmas. However, I guess the message never got to Kyle and he got me a drone instead, which I'm super thankful for because I love my drone. However, I'm super equally excited about this. I can't wait to use this during camping. I think it's going to be amazing to throw on our dinners, and after we come home from a hike or something like that, and you can have dinner just like that. So I'm gonna go sit while this is cooking and I'll see you in 1 second. The Cosori just beeped 3 times, which means it's done. And I wanted to mention, even if you don't hear this beep, say you're outside with friends and this goes off, this will actually stay warm for you. And I believe it's up to 4 hours, which is amazing, because sometimes you walk away and you forget about it. So the next step to do with this before I can check it is to open the seal. And the way I like to do this is actually take a towel and an oven mitt and open it with the oven mitt and then keep this over top. And the reason why I like to do that is because the steam can be hot, and of course steam is wet. So that's why I like to use this, and then it just kind of doesn't splash all over. And what I normally do with this is actually set it under the range hood vent so that the steam can be blown right outside. So I wanted to mention also, I just remembered, this will actually clock up now and let you know how long it has been keeping warm for, which is an awesome tool. So I push cancel, and now once this is off, you can unplug it and then you can release your seal. Now obviously you can hear the steam coming out, but it might not just be ready to open just yet. You might hear the steam die down. However, you have to wait for this little red gauge to show you that it is ready to open and that there is no pressure left in. So this little red gauge will actually fall down, and that means you're good to go to open it. So I can open this and check it. And by the looks of it, the peppers are cooked and the chicken is falling apart. Now I'm going to say this is my first time doing fajitas in this, and 15 minutes is incredible to have this cooked, and I'm sure it probably would have even taken less because the peppers are completely cooked. So Kyle will love me for that. However, like I said, I like them on the crunchier side. So I did set this to the medium setting because that is just the setting that pops up when you first push the poultry button. And I think I would even set it to probably 10 minutes because I did saute it beforehand. So that is perfect. The only thing I would change probably with this recipe is not add water because it does look pretty watery so far. So what I'm going to do to try and boil out the water a little bit, I'm going to actually set it back to saute mode while I'm waiting for Kyle to get home with the tortillas. So Kyle just got home and he brought the tortillas, and he actually grabbed spinach ones. So we've never tried the spinach ones before. So Kyle's excited to try these. Me, I'm not sure how they'll taste, but I'll give it a go. So I like to top mine with salsa, and I like a generous amount, and the thing with salsa is it's fairly low in calories, which is nice. Sour cream on the other hand is not. And then Kyle likes sour cream. So that is our Cosori pressure cooker, and I'm really impressed with how quickly this cooked. I'm definitely going to be using this for my fajitas all the time, and I'm super excited to offer you guys a 15% off code down in the description below. And if you like this video, please give it a thumbs up, subscribe to my channel if you haven't already, and we're gonna go eat this. Thanks for watching. Bye guys.